Today I'm sharing how I made the perfect quilt. The pattern was stunning, but the real star was a collection of Japanese fabrics, each with its own story and beauty. This quickly became my most awesome quilt yet. I mean, this one is jaw-dropping, and you will be surprised how simple it was to make. I bought these lovely fabrics a month ago, and ever since I have found myself looking at them every single day. They're Japanese prints made up of multiple layers of color and whimsical details I've never worked before. They felt too special to cut without the right idea, but then it clicked when I found the perfect pattern. I am making an economy block quilt today. It is so much fun to sew, and with these wonderful fabrics, it is going to be amazing. Plus, I am finally using my brand new sewing machine. I went back to my first love and got myself a Genome S7 Skyline, or an Atelier 7 in the UK. It's the anniversary edition too. So spoiled. And I have put together a little unboxing video on my Patreon. It is free to watch. All you need to do is sign up as a free member. Let's cut some squares out of these gorgeous fabrics. And today, because this is a very momentous occasion, I am doing some fussy cutting. I rarely do fussy cutting because to me, it is a waste of gorgeous fabric. And you don't have to do it, of course. Just pretty colors for the center will work great. I won't be doing it for all my 25 blocks either. Okay, let me show you how we build economy blocks the easy way. We take one center, one square for layer 2, and 2 squares for layer 3. We cut the layer 2 square into 4 triangles, and then we cut 2 layer 3 squares into 2 triangles. Let's put it together real quick. And now to sew. We take 2 triangles from opposite directions and place them centered over the center square right sides together. We have the dog ears pointing to the sides, in which would be a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is kind of a big deal for this block, okay? So make sure of it. Draw a line if needed. We really want that allowance to make this work, and I will show you why in a bit. Now we press these open before repeating all of this with the other 2 triangles. We can do it open seams or seams to one side. And this is another big exception for me because usually I put the seams to the side, but today I am opening my seams. Also, you can cut off the dog ears if you want or leave them. It's up to you. Now it's time to add layer 3. Just repeat the steps we did for layer 2. We sew the first 2 triangles in opposite sides. Make sure you don't blunt the corners of the inner square. And that's why the 1/4 inch seam allowance is so important. We want the corners to hit layer 3 perfectly. Don't forget to press between triangles either. Now, measure a 1/4 inch seam allowance from the corners of layer 2 and trim. That should give me an 8.5 inch quilt block, and I made them a bit wider to make sure we have room for correcting miscalculations or wonkiness. Because let's face it, there's always wonkiness when I'm sewing, even with this very perfect sewing machine. And before you know it, this is what we get. Our first block looking pretty cute, if I may say so myself. And let's make 24 more blocks as cute as this one. I have to say, I am feeling so excited today because not only am I working with this awesome sewing machine, but I'm also working with fabric that inspires me, just by looking at it. I look at these prints and immediately I think of 100 things I want to make with them. From quilts to tablecloths to things I don't even know how to do very well, like clothing and bags. I have so many books on how to make bags and I just can't do it. It's too complicated for me. I have no idea why. But I want to do them with these fabrics. They are a bit more textured than your ordinary patchwork fabric. It almost feels like decor fabric to me, but in the best way, because these are going to last a lifetime. For each block, we want a cool contrasting mix of 3 different fabrics. So if your center is a light color, you will want your next layer to be a big contrast with the center, and then the 3rd layer to be a big contrast with the 2nd layer. So ideally, you will pick the other fabric to combine with the center as soon as you're done cutting it. Just remember to be careful about the direction of the prints. And you know I'm a very big fan of free flow, but for this block, throwing your fabrics at it and just seeing where they lie won't cut it. If your prints are directional, like stripes or text or characters that are all facing in the same direction, you want to make sure you place them correctly on the block. You can either create a clockwise or counterclockwise sequence, or make sure when you cut the fabrics that they will all fall straight in the original direction. For that, you need to cut your squares in different directions to make sure each corner is where it's supposed to be. I'm using this wonderful fabric, but you can easily use those scraps for this project. It is called economy block for a reason. It's actually a great stash buster. This is also a pretty versatile quilt block to make. There are a couple of cute variants out there. Just Google economy block quilt and see for yourself. You can make stars with them, add more layers, or just change it up to make it look more modern. There really are so many different versions of this classical but stunning block. And we are keeping it simple but stunning today. And as you can see, there's really not much to it. Anyone can do this and have an awesome, one-of-a-kind quilt filled with bursts of color and pretty details. From the moment I've cut my squares, it takes less than 5 minutes to whip up a block. So how's that for a perfect laid-back project? And these are pretty blocks. How absolutely cool are these? Time to puzzle. There isn't much of a pattern we can do here, except making sure no same fabrics are very close to one another. Maybe making sure that the colors are well spread. Let's see what we come up with. Yeah, my table is way too small for this. Let's sew. It is a 6x4 block quilt, so it's going to end up like a pretty rectangle. There's a feature on this machine that I love, that you can set up the size you're sewing. So if, like me, you're sewing several pairs of the same size, you set it up and it stops at the exact same point every time. How practical is that? But to me, the best thing I find about this machine is how clean the stitches are. Perfect tension, perfect stitches. I can picture how awesome this would look in a full finished quilt, with a binding and a quilting and whatnot. But you know what? I have a really cool plan for a Patreon video with this one, so for now, I'm going to leave it as is. The most stunning quilt top ever. And here it is, a beautiful quilt top made with Japanese fabrics. Now, if you'd like to see the unboxing video of my new machine, don't forget, sign up for free at my Patreon at www.patreon.com/seweasybysandy. There were a few surprises and I think you'll love it. And I'll see you soon, bye bye!